Hello, everyone. Thanks for being
Hello,
here.
hello.
Duke and Noodles episode 3 with Noodles.
Episode 3.
And we got.
Duke, here I
And
am
Duke.
drinking coffee. It's time to wake up.
I got some fruit smoothie and some water myself.
That probably has fruit smoothie probably has more energy in it than coffee does.
Yeah, it's like, doesn't look nice, but, I throw
Let's
everything in
see it.
there. You
Let's
didn't
see.
see
I'll
it?
describe it for the
Here you
people
go.
listening. Okay, it looks like kind of looks like relish.
Just drinking some relish, guys. No big deal.
Yeah, it looks like he's just drinking straight relish for
It's,
the people who are listening.
yeah, I got some strawberries, some cherries, some spinach, broccoli.
See, that's the feel good stuff though. It
Yeah.
probably doesn't taste good, but
Oh, I actually think it tastes great. I literally will just take any fruit, throw it in a cup with some
uh,
water, and blend it. It's
okay.
great.
Well, all the
Tastes
power
great.
to you, man.
Yeah, it's healthy. Get me some energy for the show. I did some push-ups
Yeah.
before. Gotta get that energy up.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
uh,
Gotta love it, man.
how you
How's your
doing,
week,
man?
dude?
Yeah. Busy week. Work.
Yeah.
You know how that is. And
Yeah.
then we
Yeah.
had a
You were
double
sick too.
tourney. I was still sick, probably until middle of the week.
Oof, man.
Yeah, it was
No bueno.
a week and a half or so of blowing your nose and
Yeah.
coughing and not the best, especially if you actually keep showing up to work. But
Totally,
how about
totally.
you?
It was a busy week, man, but it's like it was cool because that we had a holiday party at work, so I got to like hang out and eat food and meet with everybody. It was like after hours, so like we got out of work and then the office was converted into like a party house basically. But it was cool. That was last week, and then this coming week is gonna be cool because I only work Monday and Tuesday, and then I have the next 2 weeks off for like holiday vacation. So that's
Yeah,
exciting to me.
that's pretty
Yeah,
awesome. That they do that. Um,
yeah,
so
yeah.
what's the space like? You said you had like a party there. Is it a big open? Like, is it kind of open
S
concept?
it's kinda yeah, it's kinda really weird. So, like, um, for those of you who don't know what I do for work, I work in the music for film industry. So, like, basically, it's like a very creative and business environment. So, like, the downstairs is, like, very open with, like, little offices everywhere. It's like an open hallway with, like, little, like, outlets, I guess, almost,
Okay.
but they're all owned by the same company. And, so downstairs is, like, the creative that's where, like, the creative stuff goes down, which is, like, where I'm at. And then upstairs is, like, the business where they're handling all the yeah, I guess business, you know? But,
Yeah.
so it was kind of just like both sides kinda came together and, it was dude, they had everything. It was like they had a bartender, for those of you who are drinking mommy and daddy sodas. They had, they had catering, so it was like, people cooking tacos and it awesome Mexican food, dude. It was so good. And then ice cream. They had literally an ice cream shop came, like, with a mobile setup, like a big freezer, and then, like, set it up. And then, they had, like, a photo booth with, like, a bunch of props. It was so
Wow.
weird, dude.
Reminds me of
Yeah, they
like the
went all
noise
out.
party we went to at TwitchCon,
Yeah,
kind of.
dude, it was honestly, it was just like that, but the building is a little bit smaller.
Right. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
but it was cool, man. It was
Yeah.
cool. I am excited. I am excited. That felt good to kinda kick off the last, like, uh, little bit of work, and now, with the Christmas break and everything, kinda relax a little bit, you know?
Yeah. So with you have 2 weeks off. What are your plans for the Christmas holiday?
Um, it's really expensive to go home to see family and
Yeah.
just, to see you too.
Yeah. Yeah. Of
So
course.
it's like, um this is the second year in a row I'm just gonna kinda chill. This is the first year that I've been doing, like, Twitch stuff,
Okay.
so not working during the day, I think is gonna help me a lot, um, with the exception of, like, Christmas Day and things like that, which I'll probably take off. Um, I think it'll be cool because I can spend more time watching streamers that I like, and I can also spend more time streaming
Yeah.
and, attending to stuff during the day, which is not a luxury I usually have because, um, I'm usually working. So,
Right. Yeah. It'll be kind of cool.
it
You can network with different people and, like you said, kind of check out
totally,
different
totally.
streams and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first started streaming, I was working like basically like an on-call job, so it was like I wasn't always, I didn't always need to be there.
Right.
So I had time to watch streams during the day and chat with people and all this stuff, and now it's like if I watch streams during the day, I have to have it up on my second monitor at work and mostly muted, and then even then, like, my boss has never said anything about it, but I feel weird if they walk in and, like, are telling me about stuff that needs to get done, and then they look over at my second monitor and there's, I think the
Yeah.
last time it was Joker Lover. She was, like, painting. My boss was like, "Oh, nice. Someone's doing art." I was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was cool, but it's hard to explain, so
Hey, at least it's, work appropriate paintings and such, so
Oh,
that's
totally,
good.
totally. Yeah, totally. But what about you, man? Like, what do you got going on? Are you traveling? Do you
Yeah.
have any
So Sunday, what is that, the 23rd, I believe, we're gonna just be hanging
Yeah, I think
out with
that's the
Becky's
23rd.
family, at think her brother and sister, well, her sisters and husbands. You could
Ah,
correct me if
okay,
she's
cool.
still here, but it's either that or her parents. I'm not sure. Either way, it's Becky's family Sunday.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. We just kind of hang out, eat some food, do a little bit of gifts. That's always fun.
Yeah, totally.
They got another vegan in the family, so we usually have some food we can actually eat. So that's
Oh
nice.
my god, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
And then Christmas Eve we do with my family, and then Christmas is kind of like up in the air. Sometimes I'll like stop by my aunt, who I don't have like
Yeah,
real plans
yeah,
for or anything, but I'll stop by a few extra people like in the family if we're
yeah,
feeling up to it. So yeah, it's just
yeah,
kind of spend time with the family. I'm lucky enough that 90% of my family is New Hampshire based, and I'm still here. So
yeah, yeah,
it's that or Florida, and even Florida's cheap to fly to. It's like what, I don't know,
yeah,
$100
yeah.
round trip if you really look for it.
Awesome
Um,
around Christmas time too.
yeah,
My
yeah.
grandparents are in Florida as well.
Baggy says I got it
Um,
right. Her sister and the husband. So
oh,
that's
okay, good, good.
they got their
Look
own
at that.
house, so it's cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Uh,
Hopefully,
are
I
do you
still
have any,
work,
like,
so
thing planned for oh, you still work?
I work every day except Christmas and like actual Christmas Day and New Year's Day.
Oh, man, so that doesn't really leave you extra time to do much of anything.
No, I mean New Year's Day maybe, but obviously Christmas Day,
Yeah,
it's like I'm not gonna be doing anything Twitch related really. I'm sure I'll be in Discord
totally.
because I always am, but
Yeah.
uh,
So you're just gonna kinda be keeping with the same,
yeah,
you don't really have a stream schedule, but you do stream. So it's like,
I stream
are you
occasionally.
gonna
Yeah.
are you maybe with the holidays and a lot of people around you being busy, do you think you're gonna be able to, uh, do some more streaming and things like that?
So last week I actually for the first time planned to make a stream schedule, and then I got
Oh,
sick,
amazing, okay.
and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know I wasn't gonna stream like that. I mean, just
Mm,
especially finally trying to do a schedule, it just wasn't gonna be fun. Um,
totally, totally.
but so I'm hoping to do it soon. I think this week they're mandatory 5 hour overtime.
Ah,
So
okay.
that kind of puts a little, less time on my plate. But I'm still gonna try
Yep.
to stream this week, and it'll be fun. Probably Destiny 2 or Fortnite with the boys.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. So speaking of which, I figured we'd kind of talk about our experience on Twitch. We've both been doing it. I wouldn't say full time, but like seriously for since I would say
Guess so.
October last year. Is when we kind
Yeah.
of first start. I think it was October where we were both kind of like, let's do this. Let's get affiliate. Let's start
Yeah, I
start
think it
doing our
was
thing.
yeah, October was,
Yeah.
like, when we, like, entertained it, like, even then, though, we weren't I feel like we
No,
weren't
no,
really
no.
super serious about it, like, I think when the New Year rolled around was when I was like, "Okay, I kinda wanna do this."
Right, right. But oh,
I was only 2 or 3 days a week, maybe,
okay.
but that was when we were, both you and I were like, "Okay," like, we weren't really streaming at, like, the same time either, we were just kind of, like, trying to help each other out. I
Well,
think I streamed a little bit more than you did.
at first we actually once we started taking it more seriously, we did a lot of co-streaming. PUBG we did together.
That's true.
I think
Yep.
we did some Rust.
Yep,
But yeah, we did a
definitely did
lot
some
of
Rust.
PUBG together.
Yeah, that was, like, the first, game I think I streamed this year. I actually, you know what? I think we both did stream Overwatch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but that was, like, earlier on. Yeah, so that was I guess you're right, that was, like, December, so it's been just about a year.
Just about a year of taking Twitch a little more seriously. Not like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
throwing on because I'm playing a game or just like
yeah,
shooting it on once a month and not even
totally.
knowing what I'm doing. But yeah, so
Yeah,
it's been a good year. We both kind of took different paths later. My
yeah,
focus kind of switched to running a Discord community and modding a lot of
yeah,
channels, and
yeah.
I
Well, you're
still
a
do
monster, dude.
stream, but um, doing a little different of a route, and you kind of did the more become a streamer. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, well, for me, like, I wouldn't call myself like I wasn't a hardcore gamer before streaming.
Right.
I think, like, streaming has kind of opened my eyes and, like, even when, like, I first like, we've been gaming for a long time, like, me
Oh
and
yeah.
you, but like, I think the most hardcore we ever got was, like, back when we lived together, we played WoW
Yeah.
on,
World of
like, our
Warcraft.
MacBook Pros.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? And
On the
that,
couch
like
together. Yeah.
exactly, exactly, and that was kind of, like, the most, like, hardcore I got into it just because, like, for me, like, I had a really hard time being, like, captured by games when I wasn't, like it wasn't, like, a social thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, even games like the OG games that, I got started on, like RuneScape, the only reason I started playing RuneScape was because at that time I was living with my friend Sai,
Okay.
and he was a hardcore RuneScape guy. So we literally, same as like you and I sitting on the
Right.
couch together with MacBooks, we had PCs next to each other, and we were playing like
Yeah.
literally sitting at the same table.
That makes
So
it
it's like,
fun.
yeah, exactly, and that's why I think for me, like streaming kind of like opened up my eyes to like gaming
Yeah.
because, I'm not really like a hardcore gamer per se, but, like, just, like, gaming and, like, streaming culture has become, like, especially this year alone, just, like, such a bigger part of my life just because,
Yeah.
it's like a social thing now, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. I
Like
mean, I don't get to see friends as much. You come home from work, you're tired, you're not gonna go out, but it's you
totally,
throw on the
totally, yeah.
computer and sit in a chair and hang out with your friends. I mean, what's better
Totally,
than
yeah.
that?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
and, like, it's there I feel like there's like, a common misconception with, like, like, I tell people and I think we talked about this in episode 1,
Yeah, I
is,
think
like,
so.
you tell people, like, what you do or like, "Oh,
Your
yeah, I
hobby.
wanna be a
Yeah.
Twitch streamer," or your hobbies, and they're like, "Well, do you ever get outside?" And it's like, just like what you said, it's like, I get out of work. I leave for work, and me living in a major busy city is like
Right.
it's like it takes me an hour to get to work, and then sometimes over an hour to get home. Sometimes I get home at 7 p.m., and then I have to be in bed by 11, and it's like, okay, I have 4 hours to do something. And, like, some people wanna go out and, go to bars and stuff like that, and me, as an introverted person, I would much rather, like, game with my close friends or stream, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like that and it's all the same to me, like, I'm one of those people where it's like, if I'm gaming, I should probably be streaming because I don't really ever game alone.
Right.
I'm usually, like, talking with you or, like, even sometimes when I'm gaming alone, I'm in VC with you guys,
That's true. Yeah.
So it's like, for me, like, that's my way of, like, winding down after a long day.
Yeah.
So,
Catching up with
yeah,
friends, winding down.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's, like, my social interaction during the week. On the weekends, sometimes it's a little different, but, yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah, it's
And, like
funny that
like
we're very
go
different
sorry.
in a lot of ways, but still,
Yeah.
good friends, I would say.
Yeah,
I was born
yeah,
with a Game Boy in my hand. I came right out holding the Game
yeah,
Boy. So I've been
yeah,
gaming seriously most of my life. Um,
yep.
like I said, I my first personal console was a Sega Genesis and played it every day. Super Nintendo, played it every day. Like I haven't
Yeah.
ever stopped. I probably took like 2 years when I first found out, what girls were and made,
Yeah.
had bonfires with friends and stuff like that. But for the most part,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
always gamed. Even my like what I call my best friend. I mean, I have a lot of best friends at this point, but like, my friend I've had the longest for sure, Mike. Like we played Halo, like you said. It was
Yeah.
more like we'd like bike over each other's houses with a backpack with an Xbox in it, and like
That little
do
split
like a
screen
LAN
action.
party or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
Yep.
I'd bring over my controller and we'd stay up all night playing Halo all over again.
How funny were those days, dude? Where like, do you remember obviously you remember talking about these consoles and things
Yeah.
like that is like if you wanted to play games with somebody, like like you had to call them and like they had to ask their mom and be like, "Hey, can I go over?" And then they would come over. I would have friends sleep over and bring their Xboxes. Like they'd
Yeah,
bring like
yeah.
a whole duffel bag with like Guitar Hero controllers and all this stuff because you physically had to be in the same room to play video games with people.
So I
Like
actually
this was like in the
skipped
early stages.
dances like at school. Like when we had dance nights, freshman year, it was what like freshman orientation dance. We all my friends we skipped. We all brought Xboxes to my house. We had this like big
Yeah.
gaming room. My dad like stepdad put like pool table and stuff in there, and we
Oh,
had
amazing.
like
Yeah.
we set up 4 TVs, 4 Xboxes, and like we just played Halo all night. That was like the thing all the time in high school. It was part of me misses it because now like you're not going to convince
Yeah.
somebody to come over and play Xbox. They're like, no, dude, let's just log on and like,
Totally.
that's so
Yeah.
much easier. And it's like, yeah, but you're missing part of that, so that experience. Like
Yeah,
literally yelling at
yeah,
the guy across the room, like, can't believe you just
yeah.
shot me with that rocket, and getting all mad, or like throwing a pillow across the room or something.
There's still something awesome about, like, playing with people and having them sit next to you, though.
Yeah, for
Even
sure.
though, like, it's, like, a rare thing. Like, for instance, like, when you're competing with people sometimes sitting next to you, but,
Yeah,
uh, when I was at TwitchCon, I did, like, the little Bebo
right.
setup, right? And the people that I'm playing with are like, we got headsets on, right? But the
Yeah.
people that I'm playing with are they're right to your right. And I'm playing Fortnite with someone I don't even know, but I'm looking over and we're fist bumping each other. And you know what
Yeah,
I mean? It's just like
yeah.
it's like such a weird concept that um that it's just come so far. And now being in a room together is almost, unless it's like a tournament or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
And even esports, like now, you see like for instance, the Fortnite Winter Royale is
mm,
like those people are competing from home.
they are, but I mean, luckily they still have like the Overwatch leagues are in person. I still think
Yeah,
there's a lot
yeah.
more hype in person. Like, it's not that.
Oh, totally.
It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
even at TwitchCon, they had that Fortnite thing, and like there was
Yeah.
the whole weekend. What people were surrounding that stage, and
It's
just
so
like,
crazy. I'm pretty sure some people went to TwitchCon just to watch that,
yeah, I think they sat there all three
which is
days, like
crazy.
8 hours a day or
Yeah.
whatever was going on. So
So nuts.
people love getting together as much as like online gaming's great, because like me and you probably wouldn't have kept in touch really if it wasn't for
No.
online gaming.
Yeah.
And even a couple of my other friends, like it makes it easier because instead of just sitting in a phone call, like laying on the couch, like, hey, how you doing, Luke? Like,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
we're having an experience together that we both enjoy and can talk and still catch up and like find out about each other's lives and whatever. But yeah,
Totally, totally.
it's
And
neat.
that's what, like, kind of bridges it with Twitch is, you'll be playing a game, and the people that you're talking to about the game, or even just, like, talking about your day, which is, like, stuff you would be talking about, like, on the phone anyways,
Right.
is, like, what's going on in your chat.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's why, like, to me, uh, Twitch and, like, Twitch streaming has, like, really opened my eyes to, like, such a crazy, evolution of, like, social interaction when it comes to, like, gaming,
And yeah, it's
So
it's almost better than being on the phone, like you said. We get to play. We can see each other's face right now. We can
Yeah, yeah,
you can do all sorts of things, and it's definitely cool. I do think
yeah,
it breeds different personalities though as well. I mean,
totally.
in real life, people aren't as toxic as they can be online, and
Yeah, yeah,
um, sometimes things are just read the wrong way too. Like,
yeah.
I've definitely read a
It
message from somebody and been like, "What's that guy's problem?" And then you jump in a voice call and like, "There's no problem. You just read it wrong."
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
totally, and
yeah,
context is, like, everything,
yeah,
and
it
it's,
sure
like,
is.
it's hard to grasp that sometimes online, so it's cool, and I've had the same thing with, like, people coming in to chat and, like, being really insistent on, like, playing with me to the fact, or, just anything really, to the fact where I'm just like, "Yo, is this person, like, gonna be, like, awful when I bring them into voice chat?"
Yeah,
And then they come into voice chat and they're just, like, super chill, and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Like, cool.
I think it's
That
like
worked out for the better."
they almost feel like they have to even have a chance, especially you know. Let's be real. What most people think of Twitch, what do they think of? The ninjas and the Tim the Tatmans and if you go
Yeah.
in their chat and ask them to play with you, they're not even reading your message.
Oh, no, no, no. Yeah.
So I think that kind of breeds some of that. It's like then they come into a streamer like you,
Yeah.
and your chat's lively. It's not like it's dead, and then they think they almost have to like bug you to get into a game. They can't just be like, "Hey
Yeah.
man, let's play," and you're like, "Cool, let's do it."
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
why I kind of, I designate days to whereas, I need to mentally prepare myself a lot of the time to deal with the mess of, like, playing with people, because it's, like, sometimes it can be, like some people, like, "Can I play?" And then you put them in the queue, and then they're, like, AFK, and you're like, "Okay,
people hate
guess
waiting,
I'll
man.
keep playing by myself," you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah,
it's like, you just deal with all, like, that stuff,
for sure.
and it's just, like, but it's so cool because, like, it when it does work out, you meet so many awesome people, and you find, like, supporters, you find friends, you find, everything, and it's awesome. And that's why, like, the accessibility of, maybe not playing a game like Fortnite where I'm, like, on page 700,
Yeah, yeah,
but,
yeah.
the accessibility of someone being able to just, like, click, my stream and be like, "Hey, I would like to play with you," and then having me bring them into a game is just so cool because it's like, a year ago, in order to play with people you didn't know and group up with people you didn't know, there's like, the forums and stuff. Like
Right.
there's forums for Destiny where you can find people to do raids with, or
Yep.
forums for Fortnite where you can find people to play squads with. And like you had to like go through the efforts of doing that stuff to actually like find people.
Funny, I was
And
just gonna
now
bring
like
that up. Like, I met
yeah.
friends. I have friends to this day that I still game with that I met because I like looked for a Destiny raid and found some kid, and
Yeah.
he actually ended up living in New Hampshire, which was hilarious. And
That's so random.
we're still friends to this day, and it's all because I was looking for someone to play a game with on a forum that could have
Yeah.
been somebody in Australia just as well as and he's down the road.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny. It's definitely evolved. Like playing with people has evolved a ton, and it's who even knows what we'll be doing later. We'll be like those Sword Art Online anime or like Ready Player One. We'll be running around with
Oh yeah.
together and like with swords and stuff.
Oh man, the future is here, dude. The
You
future
never
is
know.
here.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you were kind of
It's
speaking about playing with viewers. I was gonna kind of ask you about how that's been because that's kind of been your thing lately, huh?
lately
At least
so
like a
so
weekly.
yeah. Yeah, so playing with viewers is something I just like. So I used to do something called, and a lot of people do it, sub Sundays.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and that was like a big thing for me, whereas like I really tried to make it an incentive.
right,
Um, and then I quickly realized that like people aren't subbing to my channel for gameplay or to play with me. Like that's just not the type of streamer that I am.
right.
Um, they're subbing to me because they either want to support or they're feeling generous and
Yeah,
want to do
yeah,
it, which I totally am like so like happy about. So whenever I would have sub Sundays, there's a lot of people that are interested. Maybe like I could get maybe like 10, 15, sometimes 20 people. Um, but it felt like it was catering to the subs and then not catering to the people. And now they have VIP badges, which is obviously a new thing.
yeah,
But not everyone that I like to play with, and things like that was able to afford a sub. And to me, like I said, the gaming experience is such a social thing for me that I felt like kind of like splitting it up like that was something that might be beneficial to my channel,
yeah.
and more organized to my channel. But then I just was like, you know what? Like, this person isn't sub to me. I want to play with them because they're my friend in real life. But what does that make me look like if, Johnny has been asking me to play with him, can't afford a sub, but watches every stream? You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what?
Right.
I was like, I want to have a day, and it was an experimental thing. I want to have a day where I can have just everyone play, and there has to be some incentive to whereas because people will come in and they'll play and then they'll leave, And I was like, what can I do to try and captivate new people and make them feel like, hey, welcome. We just played together and it was a blast, and we'll continue to play together. Um, these people don't need to be in my stream for a week before I play with them. They can come in, they literally can come in
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey, can I play?" And all I say is, "Hey, just join my Discord and follow my channel." Because Discord is like the best for communication for me.
Oh yeah,
Just
it's
because
great
I pop in
sound.
and out, like exactly, exactly. And I pop in and out all the time, so I see Gen Chat. I try to read Gen Chat like at least every hour or so. Um, but yeah, and so the first day that I tried it, I think we had an average of like 33 people.
Wow.
Like the numbers were high, and I was like, okay. And then I noticed that uh, there was not only were the numbers high, but there were so many more people in Discord, and Discord was so active during those times. There were so many people having like conversations with each other, which was cool. Like I was like the next day after that stream, I was at work and I was opening it, and the people that I played with the night before were talking with other people that I played with that didn't even know each other. And
Right.
I was just like, you know what? I was like, this is super cool.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like, it's super fun. I found people that I like to play with. I'm finding people that are just super cool. And not only that, I'm finding people from all over the world. Like the first day that I played with a guy from the Dominican Republic, and now I watch his streams all the time. And it's just like, it was just such a cool like networking opportunity, as well as like not even on the streamer level, but just as the gamer level, that I felt like it was more beneficial to my channel than and to my vision, my mission of just wanting to be social and play with people, that I was just like, there's no way that I can not do this. I was like, I need to not do it all the time, but like
Yeah.
at least every now and then, like this is good because I'm meeting new people, you know?
So I kind of want to bring it up because it seems, it seems like it's been working for you. I mean, it's kind of helped your channel grow. You're meeting new
Yeah.
people. Like you said, your Discord's a little more active. It's definitely working, but um, I kind of wanted to bring it up because I also think you know people might just think that's like the easy way to grow, and it,
Mhm.
it it can work for sure. But like
Yeah.
I've tried stuff like that, and for me, that's like way like I was stressed out trying to play with these people.
Yeah.
Like you don't know they
Totally.
join your voice channel. You don't know what they're gonna say. You
Yep.
know, you're gonna get more trolls because you're kind of
Yeah.
you're getting rotating people throughout your channel. Um,
Totally.
so
Totally.
it's just definitely there's a lot to it that I don't think people realize. And it
Yeah.
seems to work well for you. I mean, you handle things in a way that when people are bothersome, I guess, in chat, like
Yeah.
you kind
Yeah.
of. And then also when you don't want to play with people anymore, you're like pretty comfortable just being like, I'm playing solos, guys, or like I'm just playing with my
Yeah.
my boy
Yeah.
tonight or whatever. Um,
Totally. Totally.
so you definitely
I
have to learn how to handle all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, and I honestly didn't go into doing that thinking, "Oh, this will be great to grow my channel."
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? I thought about it and I was like, "This is a way to cater to the people that ask me to play all the time that are in streams, are in my
right,
streams." And it was never so it's never play with viewers. That's not it's always play with followers, because I try to, like, at least, like, build some sort of, like, foundation of rapport before I play with somebody. And, like, I always get them in the chat and I say, "Hello, like, how are you?
yeah,
How's your day?" Because I wanna know who they are. I try to get their first name, but you don't always want to ask that. Um, but I always just try to play with, and I always see the same people. The same people are coming back, and I think the it definitely works just because a game like Fortnite, like it is a very like popular game where people will just go through, they'll click through, they'll open 10 channels, ask everyone to play, and then just whoever says yes first, they'll go play with them.
right,
You know what I mean? It's like it's how people find people to play sometimes, but I wouldn't say it's the easiest way to grow because if you don't like make an attempt to keep this person around, basically you're throwing out a net with like really big holes in it, right?
yeah, yeah,
And if you don't make that person want to be your friend and want to hang out and want to play with you more, most importantly, then that person isn't going to come back. So like my experience with it is like if you're going to do something like playing with people and meeting people through, playing squads or whatever it may be, just make sure that you're not like wearing yourself thin by like just trying to get as many different heads in and as many different
right,
like you'd rather have like 10 people where four of them by their first name and they're stoked about every stream you do, even if you're not playing with them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah.
for me, it's like the first time was kind of a test run. Like we had like the first stream, we had I think it was like 20 people join the Discord in one stream, which is a lot for me at least. And the next morning, seven of them left
Of course,
the
yeah. I mean,
Discord.
they just wanted to
And
play the
it's
game,
like
right?
exactly, exactly. And so that's my only thing is like it might I don't want to say it fabricates numbers at all because it really doesn't because people do leave and people do unfollow. I see it. Um, but what's most important to me is meeting the new people and playing with them. So it is an effective way of channel growth, but it's much deeper than that because it's like you have to go in with the mindset of being like, hey, like I need to make sure that everyone that pops in, that they're having fun,
Right. Yeah, they have to
or
have
having as
fun
much fun
and
as me.
some sort of connection, whether it's
Totally.
you guys won the game or
Yeah.
you were, they thought you were funny or they just
Yeah.
felt like part of your, they felt like part of your squad. They weren't just like
Yeah.
the viewer who opted in for a game. Um,
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
And like one of the things I do to like combat like the like a lot of the people will be like, "Hey, like I want to play but I don't have a mic." And I encourage everyone to get a mic because the way I do it is not only do I use it for my Discord for voice channel for rotation, but I also use it because I want to be in voice chat with everyone that I'm playing with. Because if you're just playing with people who are popping in, don't have a mic, and then they play with you and then they leave, it's like just kind of like, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's with an oversaturated game like Fortnite, there are ways to grow, but like being sick at Fortnite or being funny. Like sometimes it's just not enough. You need to like do your extra work to still captivate and bring in the people that you can bring in with other games, because like, it's a high energy game. Like if you're in a fight, you're not going to talk to people, you
Right.
know? Whereas like games like Sea of Thieves, man, like like it's not the best ranking game on Twitch, but like you can meet and talk with so many people just in chat, just because you have the time to chat, And I do that while I play games with people because I'm in voice chat with them. So you know, long story short, it's not the most like, it's not really an easy way to grow your channel. Um,
But it can
but
help.
it is one of the
Yeah,
routes.
yeah, yeah.
You know?
We kind of were brainstorming what to bring to the audience today in the podcast. And that was kind of one of the things we wanted to talk about for sure. Was our trial and errors of growing, or like what's working for us,
Mm.
what's not. Like I said, I do stream a little less, so I don't have as much as a streaming view, but I watch, I don't know, hundreds of streams a week, and obviously
Yeah.
have a community of streamers that I see what they go through. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring up, how a way that's working for you, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. And but at the same time, definitely anybody in chat who wants to take that and like maybe try it and go with it, I do suggest
Yeah.
having a good Discord mod, having a good stream mod,
Yeah.
and one that's going to be there. It's not
Yeah.
always me for Luke, sometimes it is, but
Yeah.
you have to, because inviting anybody into a
It's like having
space.
song requests on and playing Jackbox Party.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? It's
Yeah,
like it gets crazy. It gets
yeah.
crazy.
And you definitely have to you have to be able to deal with people in a different way, because
Yeah.
I'm good with people. I mean, I talk to people in Discord all day. I can talk to people in person, but for some reason, like that, playing with viewers, I get burnt out really fast. It's like all those different
Yeah.
energies and emotions, and somebody
Yeah.
thinking it's their stream all of a sudden, or trying to show off, or whatever it is, and it's cool, but
Yeah.
it doesn't work for my personality. So it's a
Yeah.
way. It's not going to work for everyone, but it's definitely
Totally.
been helping
Totally.
you, and it's been cool and fun.
Yeah. I
um
think it helps too that I do it for like short periods of time.
yeah,
And I think that's the best advice to take with like any method, is I think you always have to be kind of like ready for like change in a sense. Whereas like, okay, this isn't working, I'm gonna try something.
yeah,
And for me, it's my last stream that I did uh I did it for an hour or an hour and a half, and then I switched to solo. You know what I mean? Or
yeah.
vice versa. I play solos, and then I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's open up the lobbies. Let's play with people
I am gonna
because I'm bored.
answer a
You
question
know?
real quick that I see in chat. We got Oddcast here in our Twitch chat. He's saying, what the heck's a good mod? Banning anyone trolling a stream. I find that to bottleneck a chat. And I mean, everyone's gonna have their own opinion on what their mod is. It's all based on what the streamer wants their chat and channel to be like, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you're running a stream you want super kid friendly, then you might ban anybody who's you might ask everybody to not swear, and you might time those people out. And but if you're somebody who doesn't mind, and you don't care, and you like to do the after dark with Duke or something, Duke doesn't do
Totally.
that, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you have a different chat, and you might not care if they talk about adult jokes or whatever it is. It's
Yeah.
all based on the streamer and what they're comfortable with
Yeah.
in their chat. So for me, like I said, I mod a lot of channels. I'll every single time someone says, "Hey, will you be a mod?" I say, "I'll only be a mod. You give me a list of like your rules. Like I want to know exactly what
Yeah.
I'm doing, because I don't want to accidentally ban somebody that like you wouldn't have banned, or kept around somebody that made you uncomfortable all of stream and I didn't know." It's a relationship you have to build with the mod and streamer. And
Totally.
I'm friends with Duke, and he's kind of similar to me in that aspect of what he wants in his chat. And if someone comes in trolling a little, yeah, you let it slide. If they're pushing
Yeah.
buttons a little bit, you might just say, "Hey, listen, relax." It's when
Yeah.
they get too far. If they start making racist jokes, sexist jokes, or just like
Just
attacking
anything that's
chat.
not like socially acceptable.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. For us, it's more like, or if they attack somebody in my chat that's been there before, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
if they're attacking any of my friends or any of my supporters who have been there for like the past year, they're gone, because I already have a relationship with somebody that I care about, that supports me all the time. I don't need, um, let me ask you a question, Baggy. Okay, what's up, podcast? I'll take
I think
another
he
one.
might. I think he might be trolling.
You might be trolling.
Um,
That's
yeah,
all right.
but
We're
anyway,
showcasing here what the trolls do, I guess.
yeah, exactly. Thank you for
But
but it's like, um, yeah, as long as the relationship between the mod and the streamer is on a level to whereas, um, you can understand, like, by the time someone gets modded in your channel, they probably know you well enough as a streamer, just from being in your streams or being a friend in real life,
right.
um, that they kind of understand the vision of like what the streamer wants their community to be like, you know? But
I will
yeah,
answer this question because I don't think it's super trolly. He's asking if he donated $4. This is Outcast again.
yeah,
Um, and every time he donated, though, he said something mean, like called me a name or whatever. I
yeah,
mean, if it was Duke and he's, kind of joking around, like, I know Duke, I might let it slide. If a random person came in and gave me $4 and just kept being like toxic, yeah, I would ban him.
yeah,
It's not worth $4 to me. I don't
yeah,
stream,
totally.
just to cater to one person. So, I mean, that's my
Yeah,
answer. I'll answer that one, but we're gonna continue anyway.
yeah,
But yeah, so we were just kind of talking about growth and what's worked for us. You've been sticking to one game too, which I know a lot of people have different ways of going about that. Whether they play one
yeah,
game every day, they're a variety streamer, Fortnite Friday, whether they have like a theme,
yeah, yeah,
Spooky Monday or whatever, Spooky Saturday, whatever it is. But
totally,
you stick to
totally.
Fortnite, and what do you think about that? Like, what chose you to
It's I was a
made
variety
you choose
streamer,
that?
and
Yeah.
earlier on, like I was always like looking to see like what I could stream that would get me the most views or
Mm-hmm.
like get me the most,
Oops.
um, like the biggest platform to stream and all that stuff. So it was kind of just like a little bit consuming to the point where like, I was listening to podcasts and they were saying like, "Hey, you just need to um play whatever games make you happy." And realistically, I was like this close with Fortnite. At the end of season 6, I was like kind of done, you know? So I was burnt out in a sense to whereas I've always kind of just been looking for other games to play because I am a variety streamer. I am. Um and so I was like when season 7 came out, I realized that there's just so much that this game has to offer. On the gaming level. The streaming level is like, say what you will, it's definitely an oversaturated game,
Right.
because
Of
it is
course.
free and it's such a wide demographic age-wise and things like that. But it is a game that I truly enjoy. Um, and I'm not one to stick to a game just because it's helping viewership or anything like that. I'm actually going to be playing another game coming out in my 2 week the holiday period. There's another game coming out, and I tweeted about it like a while ago. It's actually going to be my first sponsored stream, which I'm excited about. Um, but it's funny because I tweeted about it like a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Yo, I definitely want this game." And you know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
now this might be the change of like maybe, you know what I mean? Like it depends on the game. If I enjoy playing it, then I'm gonna go with it. But
Hmm. Yeah,
I
that'll
think
probably
that
change. That's always a semi-risky move, but you got to do
totally,
what you
totally,
enjoy, of course. But of course, you'll probably
absolutely.
lose a couple people who came for Fortnite. You might
Or Fortnite,
lose,
yeah,
but
certainly, yeah,
you could gain more in the end. You can't be afraid to you know,
totally,
take
totally.
risks.
And I don't think I could ever step away from Fortnite. Like, I mean, like, I wouldn't say ever, but like I don't see myself stepping away from Fortnite anytime soon. Like in the long run, I'll probably just like you said, do like different streams on different days. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm excited for your new stream. Guys, I don't even know what game it is, so I'll have to tune in
Yeah.
and find out.
I'll have to figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be cool. When I do stream, it's been a mix of just basically two games lately, just Destiny
Yeah.
2, Fortnite. So kind of the same
Yeah.
thing, sticking to like, my few core games. But we've both, as we said earlier, we've played Overwatch, PUBG. I know you've done RuneScape. Um,
Yeah. That's how I got started.
that's even completely different. At least a lot of
Yeah.
the games were shooters, but RuneScape's very not shooter. And
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Different play style.
I'm definitely willing to try other things. I've done Hat in Time, which is a platformer like
That game's cool.
N64.
Yeah. That
That
game's
was tons
cool.
of fun,
Yeah.
especially with it's couch co-op now. When it first came out, it wasn't. We all
Yep.
knew it was gonna be, but me and Baggy have played
Just
it.
kind of waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They added like a new level and made the whole game couch co-op. To be honest,
Yeah.
you don't need the other person. I could sprint and just beat the whole level with the person like dancing at the start. But it's still
Yeah.
cool to
Yeah. Totally.
give you something to do, especially as I said, it's my fiance. We can sit on the couch and play a game together. So
Yeah.
that's always fun.
Well, I mean, even for you, you mentioned that like you've been bouncing back between Fortnite and Destiny. Those
Yeah.
might be like in I guess it's all subjective. Like people will say like, "Oh, you're not growing as a streamer." Like it's because you're playing Fortnite or it's because you're playing Destiny. And
Yeah.
like to me, it's like it is what it is. You may not get like as many like random viewers from the browse page, but that's not the only place you're getting viewers. You know what I mean? So like,
Right.
uh, focusing on all the other like avenues of grabbing people and bringing people into the stream is great. And I think it just goes back to like you're just playing whatever you want to play and then just making it work. You know what I mean? So like for you, it's like you like to play Destiny. You know?
Yeah. For me, it's kind of it's like us, networking with other streamers. It's playing a game, especially if you stick to one game. If you're gonna be a Fortnite streamer, or like, I've had thoughts of just being like only streaming Destiny. If I'm playing anything else, maybe not
Yeah.
streaming. Um, that can benefit you because you can also get into that community. Each game
Yeah.
has its own community. Like, if I say Destiny 2 or Destiny 1, especially to my friends, and I say name a streamer, they could name five, and a bunch of them will have the same 3 to 5 people because
Yeah.
those people. That's that community. Like, it's
Hmm.
kind of like Fortnite with Ninja. Everybody knows, if you name Fortnite, someone's gonna say Ninja, and they have a
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
They have people who talk in forums, Reddits. They have their own discords usually. Each game
Yep.
typically has a discord, so you could make friends that might not even stream, that might come view you or that play with you now. So you can build it on top of that community. You got your streamer communities, the gaming community. There's plenty of ways to find people besides just going live on a game, especially like a Fortnite, and just
Is the
hoping
easy
people come
part.
in.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
is pretty much not going to happen typically,
Totally.
especially if you're
Yeah.
not like high energy or something. If you're
Yeah,
just sitting there
yeah.
playing the game.
Even then, like we
Yeah.
said, like the the realistic aspects of when you go live are if you go live and you have 0 viewers, right? You have
Right.
0 viewers. You're not even watching your own stream, right? And you're playing Fortnite and you don't have a face cam or your mic is muted or anything like that. You're limiting yourself so much because in the event that that one person does somehow find you randomly, which is rare,
Yeah.
they might be gone in 30 seconds.
I
So you
mean,
have to
yeah.
every second of your gameplay, every second of your Twitch experience has to like be like, okay, you know what, this could be um uh like you need to think of every second needs to be you thinking about like how to make the best content you can have. Whether that be you're a gamer, where like your
Right.
gameplay is what people are watching you for, or um or before that, it's like, people are like the personality, which is like probably the bigger side of Twitch.
I would say personality is like number one because it's it's an
Totally.
entertainment platform. But
Yeah.
as we did say, I mean, there are plenty of streamers like Overwatch League players that got partnered after
Yeah.
they got on an Owl team because now they're huge. Like when Overwatch League first was going live, I mean they easily had 200,000 viewers every stream, and it's that's a
Yeah.
lot of eyes on these people. So now they go make their own channel and go live, and they're good. You're gonna tune in. You're gonna want to see
Yeah.
their plays. It's
Yeah.
definitely there's a few different ways, of course. I would say personality, entertainment. It's entertainment,
Yeah.
whether it's great skill, great personality,
Yeah.
hilarious. They just make you laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's plenty of ways to make it work for you. It's figuring out how you entertain
Yeah.
your viewers, really.
But above all else, don't sacrifice like like that would be like what I would say is like don't sacrifice don't play a game you hate just because you think it's going to get you viewers.
Well, because everybody will
You know,
know, and you won't be having fun,
exactly.
and your energy will
Totally.
drop. You're gonna burn out.
It-
There's
Yep.
there's basically no plus side to playing a game you hate. In fact, I'll I don't typically talk about this partners like a ton, like their lives, but like Summit 1G actually got a bunch of respect recently because he complained. He was like, everyone's playing Fortnite. I feel like I have to play Fortnite, and I do not like Fortnite. And he was doing
Yeah.
it for a while, and he just stopped streaming for a bit, and he kind of came back, and now he plays whatever he wants. He's been playing Sea of Thieves lately, which
Mhm.
most people call a dead
I've seen
game,
that.
and he gets
Yeah.
20,000 viewers because he's doing what he wants and he's having fun and he's making it
Yeah.
entertaining. And it's working for him, you know? Like
Yeah.
he's
You
even
can
these
be
big names
entertaining on every platform. You can
for
be
sure.
entertaining on in every game category as long as you have the right people and the right community surrounding you. So like the way
Yeah,
you build your community, and it's like it's catch 22 because the way you build your community, a lot of the time early on, depends on what games you're playing.
for
You know,
sure.
so
But as
like
you said, I mean, if you're the funniest person on the planet playing
totally.
My Little Pony, if someone happens to come in and they think it's
Barbie
hilarious,
Dreamhouse Adventure.
here we go, Barbie
Yeah.
Dreamhouse. Yeah. I did have
Yeah.
a few things here in chat I was gonna bring up because they're pretty cool. We
Yeah.
have Elduro224 says, "Hey bros, just wanted to drop a word of appreciation. Jumped in the stream by accident. Glad I did. I appreciate the content. As esports and streaming grows into a legitimate content hub, more content like this is needed. Content that is in general looking to do something else than just entertain in often silly ways. More mature content. Thanks for hosting the show. Let's keep growing." So that's really cool. I just wanted to read
Awesome,
that
man.
because like
That's
it's
great.
always nice
Yeah.
to feel that appreciation. I appreciate you stopping by and saying that. We
Yeah.
also had, this is more of a question. If you're still here, Wolden the Wizard. We'd
Mhm.
kind of mentioned this in stream episode 1, but he asked, what made you two start streaming?
Yeah. This is important to recap. I think we
Yeah,
can
we can
recap this.
recap it for sure, especially since I mean that's kind of what we're talking about is us
Yeah.
streaming on
Why don't,
Twitch. So
why don't you start?
okay. Yeah, like I said, I mentioned this in episode 1 a little bit, but it was kind of I played Destiny 1 a ton, bunch of friends. If you're familiar with the game, there's a competitive mode called Trials of Osiris, and it's only on weekends, and you have to win. It's essentially 9 games in a row. There was like a little things you could buy to make it a little easier. You had to win 8 games, and could only lose one. Is basically what it came
Mm.
down to, and that's tough. You got to win 8 times with only losing once, and if you lose twice, you got to start over. So it was a big mode in the game, and I played it a ton. I'm not the best player, but I was good enough that I could do that task, especially with some of my friends who were either on my level or probably better, a few of them. And
Yeah.
I just had friends since I was doing it so often would be like, "Yo, throw on a stream, dude. Like let's watch it. There's 4 of us and only 3 can go in. The fourth one wants to watch me play or us play, us as a team, like his buddies." And that's kind of where it started, and I didn't really take
Mm.
it seriously yet, but it kind of opened that door to like, hey, I should get a webcam. Hey, I should, get a computer so I
Like
could make it
whatever.
look better.
Let's try this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it was for fun, like 100% for fun. I didn't think I'd make a dime on Twitch. I didn't think I would have a
Well, that
community
well even back then, dude. That was like before like
affiliate.
it was before affiliate, but
Yeah,
most importantly, it was before because now, right? Like now, it's almost like it's another like streamer stereotype, I guess.
right.
Whereas they'll be like, hey, like, oh, you're streaming, oh, like, oh, so you must be trying to be ninja and make
Yeah.
millions and millions of dollars a year. It's like no, like
I mean, I'm
it
not gonna
hasn't
say
always been like
no
that.
to making $1 million
Yeah,
a
yeah,
year,
like give
but
me $1 million, but like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean,
So, I mean, back then it was like it was just a platform where you watch games, you know?
and there's been people who made 6 figures for quite a while on Twitch, I would probably say,
Totally. Yeah,
but it
yeah.
wasn't a lot of them, and none of
Yeah.
them were like as big of a public figure as lately. I mean, now I've seen
Yeah.
both Ninja and Tim the Tatman on like normal television.
ESPN and like, yeah, it's
I
crazy.
mean, Ninja, I was on Spotify. He has his own record label with like it's
It's a
him as an
record label,
anime
yeah.
character as in a playlist of a bunch of DJs. I don't even know what it is, but I listen to it myself.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't for me, but still, like
Yeah.
now you go and you see these names everywhere. People who, I mean, I can talk to my grandparents almost and like mention Ninja, and they might know who I'm talking about, and that's weird.
Yeah.
As a gamer and
Yeah.
before, is like if you talked
It
about a streamer, people just their head fell off. They didn't know what you're talking about.
Totally. But
And
now
now
that
it's
he's been
real.
on Ellen and
Yeah,
on the
Ellen,
news, it's like,
exactly.
oh, okay. Like,
Yeah.
to me, this is a great thing. I don't want to stray too far from the starting streaming stories, but like a lot of the reason people start streaming now is because they're like they see that and they're like, wow, I could make money playing Fortnite.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
money's
mean? And it's
definitely
like,
driving a lot of people, which kind of stinks a little bit because
yeah,
you get a lot of people who get started and they spend a month, and you might start subbing to them or supporting them, and they gone because they
Yeah.
didn't make the money they thought they'd make. They're not there for anything
Totally.
else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you
They
just
got the
get,
donate. They got the donate
yeah,
panel, and then know about me.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. I've seen a lot of that
Yeah.
actually,
I have to.
and it
Yeah. Yeah.
saturates everything and makes it harder to find the
Mhm.
people who want to just do this. What no matter
Totally.
no matter what, whether it makes no
Totally.
money for a year or it does or whatever, they just want to actually
Hmm.
do it. Of course, we all. I
Yeah.
mean, I almost don't know any person who streams on a regular basis who, if I said, dude, if you could do this full time, would you do it if you made enough money? I don't know anybody who'd be like,
No.
nah,
Yeah.
dude, like, you say I have
Yeah.
to play video games every day? No way. Like, very few.
Yeah.
I've met like maybe two people who said, that's not really, I never even
Yeah.
think about that. Most people, at least it's in the back of their mind, that's like, there's a small chance and I would be so happy.
It's the that's the job though. Like
Yeah.
that's the job that that's the one in a million job that my dad told us about when we were kids. You know what I mean? Oh, video games, they'll never make you money. So the idea that some streamers work so hard and eventually grow a community so big just from probably just doing it, like, and
Yeah.
just like having fun with it, and then eventually they're like, wait, they're like, I'm starting to pay my bills. Like, wait, my setup is growing, all this stuff, and it's like that's the that's like the motivation, I feel like. And then if a streamer starts and their motivation is elsewhere other than just like starting and having fun and just experimenting,
Yeah.
a lot of the time they can be let down, you
there's
know?
there's I mean, even for, I don't do this necessarily, well, not, definitely not for the money. I mean, I'm not making enough money to do this for the money.
Yeah.
But we all still get kind of that feeling now and again where you have that one bad stream, or
Oh, totally.
your
Yeah.
subs dropped and
Yeah.
you can see that, like, of course, no
Yeah.
matter what, that's just human nature to see
Yeah.
anything be worse than it was for yourself and like be
Yeah.
happy about that. It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just have to, it's all mind frame. You have to take a step back and be like, yeah, but I had 20 subs last month, I have 10. Yeah, but that's 10 people who logged onto your page or like just left the auto payment on, whatever they did, they still supported you for that month.
Yeah.
And you have to, it's kind of like that whole internet friend thing, like really taking a step back and reminding yourself every name in your chat's a human being.
Yeah.
They're not like, that's not just a chat bot that ships me
Totally.
money. They're like,
Yeah.
they're human and they care and they came here and they either chatted or they lurked or they donated or whatever
Yeah.
they did. And to me, like, even just the people who have never spent a dime or penny on my channel,
Yeah.
but they're there like 90% of my streams. I mean,
That's like that was like the mission when you started, was like, oh, I just want
yeah,
people to
how
come.
cool is that?
Yeah.
That somebody every time
That's
you
what
go
I'm saying.
live almost
Yeah.
is like, heck yeah, Baggy Noodle Arms is
Yeah.
here, and they click that page and like they come hang out with me for. I streamed Fortnite last night for, I don't know, 20 minutes because the tournament, and we lost
Yeah.
immediately, so we were in it for
Yeah.
a very short time. And, I have all
Yeah.
these people flooding in like, Noodles, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
You haven't streamed in 2 weeks, and like all excited that I'm finally live, and like there's nothing cooler than that, like,
Yeah, man.
ever. I don't even, I
Yeah.
don't think it'll be different. It'll be different, of course, if you make $1 million a year doing it, but
Yeah.
to still be able to take a step back and go, like, especially if some of those same supporters are there and being like,
Yeah.
that dude or that girl, like, she's been here for 10 years. Wow. Like,
Yeah.
even, people always say the partners don't care, but I've watched a few of them sometimes just they take like a step back from the job,
Yeah.
putting air quotes there, because like it is their job. I'm not making fun
Yeah.
of it, but at some point they almost think probably too business minded because it became a job.
Oh, totally.
And
Yeah.
you see them, they take a step back and they're like, hey, I don't say this enough, but thank you all for being here. Thank you for the subs, the donos,
Yeah.
and they could probably not say that and we'd still be there because they made it.
Oh, totally.
They're
Yeah.
funny. They're killing every man in the entire building, that they're playing or whatever, like
Yeah.
flying
Yeah.
around, sliding across the floor, getting crazy snipes or something.
Yeah.
But, even them, you can see it sometimes that they take a step back
Yeah.
and it's like, wow, these are real people.
Well, even then, from the outside looking in, it's like I feel like that's another like common misconception is like everyone's goal is like I just want to be partner.
Yeah.
And it's like then you got to think about it. And it's like being partner is not what makes you a full-time streamer. Like, you know what I mean? There are partners all over Twitch. Um, and even, you know, the numbers, I guess it depends on what your living situation is,
Right.
financial situation is, but like people who are like, you know what, they set a goal and they're like, I would love to make this my job. I'm close or I'm getting closer. Like if I become partner, I'm gonna be good. You know, it's like
And that's
it just doesn't
super
work like
false.
that.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
my guess would be 75 at least percent of partners probably work
Yeah.
real jobs,
Totally.
or it have the convenience of like, I don't know, a rich parent or something that just bought them a house or whatever it is. But like,
Totally. Yeah.
there are
Whatever it may
very
be.
few
Yeah.
people, I would say maybe 25%, it's probably lower to be honest, of partners who
Yeah.
make enough that they can live and pay all their own bills and like,
Yeah.
own a house or whatever, they rent their apartment and like pay for everything themselves off streaming. It's probably low.
Mhm.
um as you said, I mean, that depends. Of course, if like my mom said I could live in her house for my whole life for free and
Yeah.
like she doesn't care what
Yeah.
I do, if I get the
Yeah.
partner and made made enough to eat, like that'd be enough. But
Yeah.
most people, they have real
Yeah.
bills, they have a car, they have, and Twitch can be lucrative, but if anyone's doing it for money, I think most I don't want to say all because there's always exceptions, but most will be
Yeah.
disappointed because
Yeah.
it's not a cash machine. It's a lot of work. It can be
Yep.
a lot of fun, but
Yeah.
it's
And it
definitely a
should
lot of
be.
work. It should be more
Yeah.
fun, but like I said, I mean, if you set a goal for yourself, like, hey, I have 10 average viewers, but I'm getting to 30 in 2 months, and you set some like hard goal, those people are working for it. Um, you know,
Yeah.
unless you're buying followers somehow or like viewers,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're not bots. I don't know. I've never tried it. Don't go try that at home. You'll get banned or
Yeah.
something.
Don't do that.
But
Yeah.
if you're working for it, you're out there either. There's in my mind there's two like big ways. You're either making your content so perfect, like so hilarious, the gameplay's great, like the energy's always there,
Yeah.
or you're networking, and ideally you're doing both. Because the networking side is the discoverability, as
Yeah.
we said earlier.
Absolutely.
How many people are streaming Fortnite right this moment? I don't know, 10,000. Probably
more
some
than that, to
crazy
be honest with
number. So to find you out of a sea of 10,000 streamers,
Yeah.
and then the other half is obviously the entertainment value. Even if I networked my butt off and got 100 people to stop by my channel today, if
Yep.
I'm just sitting there, you type in my
Yeah.
chat and I don't talk for 5 minutes too, and my gameplay is like mediocre, like the viewer probably is better than you. I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the reality of it is they switch to a different streamer, and that's, it's harsh, but we're no different in a sense than a TV channel.
Yeah.
That's always the way I put it, because if you're flicking through, at home and you're click, 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 you don't stop on a channel that looks boring. You're not like,
No.
oh man, this is an infomercial about a vacuum cleaner. Boom.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
good for the night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I've watched infomercials. Okay. Don't judge me. But, but, for the most part, you're stopping at whatever you're into. Whether, if you're into action movies and all of a sudden you see like explosions and gunfire, you're stopping, or you see, your favorite actor, so you stop, or
Yeah.
whatever it is. And it's kind of the same on Twitch. You're at home, you're relaxing, maybe you don't pay for your TV. Most of us don't, I think, in this day and age, in our generation at least. And instead you watch Twitch and you flick through and you want to find something that like you want to sit back and have a mommy and daddy soda, or a regular soda, or
Yep.
some tea, coffee, eat dinner, whatever it
Or
is.
water. Yep. Or water. Drink water.
I got
Lots
water
of
right
water.
there actually, but
Yeah.
yeah, and it's their source of entertainment, and whatever that means to them, it's all going to depend on the viewer, and that's why you're not going to cater to everyone. Do not get upset when you see your one person come in your channel and leave, or even half, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know if I heard this or read it or where I heard it the other day. Think of yourself as a music genre, and I actually loved this. think of yourself as a music genre. If I walked up to, Duke here and handed him like, I don't think he likes it, but if I handed him if you handed me a country CD and said like, hey,
Yeah.
check it out, I probably won't check it out. And if I do,
Yeah.
there's a very high chance I'm not going to enjoy it. And
Yeah.
that country singer, especially if they're already famous, does not care that
Yeah.
I don't like country and don't listen to their music, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's not for me. It's not. They didn't
Yeah.
make that CD for Noodles. Like, oh, I'm gonna go make a country CD, and this
Yeah.
one's gonna get Noodles, and if it doesn't, I'm done. Like, no, they're catering to the country listeners, and it's the same with our entertainment. Um, you're catering to a specific audience. You might not even know what that audience is, but there are people who come in and they're looking for that, whatever you're doing. I can speak from experience. You go into Duke's channel and it's like, it's kind of nonsensical, fun, like lightheartedness, and I think a lot of people, like, that's what they're there for. Like, laughing about farts or
Yeah, farts are funny, dude. Don't at me.
see, or like, whatever it is, whatever goofy moments kind of going on. And that's, those are the people who, in my opinion, I could be completely off. Maybe a viewer's there just because, maybe someone's there because they just Luke's so beautiful and they just have to see that face.
They're definitely not there for the gameplay. I'll say that. I'll say that.
Hey, your aim's decent, so they might be, but of course. I mean, we have to be honest with ourselves, and even Ninja does not win most of his comps. Most of the competitive, the tourneys he goes to, I don't think he wins the majority. I don't even think he wins close to the majority.
He didn't even qualify for the Winter Royale.
Yeah, see, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, he's still good. But at the end of the day, I think more people are there for that personality, that entertainment. They're there for something else, and the gameplay is part of it for sure. Because if you're just sitting there, I mean, some people do it just chatting or something. But like, if you were sitting there with a game as 90% of your screen and you're 10, and you're just walking in circles, or like farming trees in Fortnite and doing nothing but farming trees. Yeah. I mean, you better be really funny if I'm gonna stay, because
totally.
90% of my screen is boring at that moment.
Yeah.
I mean, so
I think
what are your thoughts?
I think it's important, like, and you kind of like said it, but like, I think it's important, like, to make sure that like whatever type of streamer you want to be, like, you tackle this at the beginning, right? You tackle this like when you decide you're going to start streaming, or when you decide that you're going to start thinking more about like what route your channel is going to go. I think it's good to ask yourself, like on it, like from the outside perspective, like, okay, why would people come into my channel?
Yeah, there's a lot of critical thinking you could do. Like, exactly
what type of streamer am I?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, even if you're dope at Fortnite, which I'm not, definitely not. Even if you're dope at Fortnite, there are 10,000 other people streaming with more viewers that are dope at Fortnite,
and possibly better. Or
exactly, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, you have to ask yourself, and you have to be so honest with yourself that like that there's almost like no. You have to think of it in an unbiased standpoint. Like, okay, why would people watch me? Like, what am I bringing to the table that is more interesting than Johnny over here, who's streaming to 500 viewers and he has more kills than me?
There is, I think you're definitely correct. I'm not saying you're not. But there's also, I don't want anyone to take that and be like down on themselves. Like, I don't have anything to offer that guy doesn't, because that's wrong. I actually think every single person pretty much on this planet has something about them that they could hone in on if they could actually like find that and like we said, kind of like third person view it and be like, that's what I want to see. If you can figure that out, work with it, because every single person is going to be different, but you're going to have something that is going to work. If you're willing to push through, to judge yourself. I think that's really hard for a lot of people to actually watch a stream and tell yourself, hey, Noodles, that was boring. Like, you just streamed for 2 hours and no one watched and you're upset. Yeah, go back and watch the VOD. It was boring. That's why no one was there. Like, if you can do that and not destroy yourself doing it, I think that could be extremely helpful.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I
Um,
think it's important, like, going like what you're saying is, like, going into it with the thoughts of, like, "Okay, I'm gonna ask myself this question, but I'm asking myself this because I need to see in which ways I need to improve,
yes.
or in which route I'm going to take." Because, like, obviously, if you're a competitive gamer and you're streaming as a competitive gamer, a lot of the route that people go is they do tournaments and they do things like that, and they stream those, and that's how they get their following.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there, when people are watching, they're actually there for the game.
Yeah.
But say you're like, wow, like my gameplay is not that good, but I really really like talking to people. Like that's why you're on Twitch, right? It's because you like talking to people. You like talking about the game. You like talking about anything. Is like you need to make sure that you are utilizing your strength every time you go live.
Oh, for sure. I think you
You
actually just
know?
brought up a new point that I didn't really hit on either. Like, there's a third for sure way of building an audience, and it's if you are the guy, if you're the guy that knows that game,
Yeah.
I can ask you, hey, which gun do I want? Which perk do I
Yeah.
want? Which
Yeah.
which character right now is the best and why? What skill tree do I want? And you
Yeah.
know
What's
all those
meta?
answers.
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah.
you know all the answers about your game, you're gonna
Yeah.
find people who are interested in that too. Um,
Yep. Yep.
especially the number crunchers of the world. I go
Totally.
on Reddit,
The
and
analyzers.
yeah,
Yeah.
the analyzers. Like, I go on Reddit, and people bust out these like crazy charts and graphs of like every single gun in a game of like 300 guns and how much damage they do with each perk in the game, and they spend hours on
Yeah.
this stuff and they love it. And you could
Yeah.
cater to that audience. You could, if you know all that stuff, like,
Just being like a resourceful person
exactly, yeah.
in any gaming environment is like good.
So, like, the point here is definitely there's many ways to be successful in anything. I mean,
Mhm.
not just Twitch, but we're mostly talking Twitch, and it's like finding your skill set that you enjoy, of course. Like,
Totally.
if you're the number cruncher but you're like bored out of your mind even though you're good at numbers, maybe don't go that
Mhm.
route. You're going to be bored. But like,
Yeah, yeah.
um just it's that two parts of like finding what makes you unique and running with it, and like
Mhm.
and just sticking with that, and like and being able to look at it and be like, this is boring or this is great. It's I'm laughing. So
I'm
King
laughing at
Brady
that
says,
too.
yeah,
I'm
I
laughing at
expected
that
Noodles to
too.
be a
Yeah.
buff dude for some reason. What are you trying to say?
He's buff, dude. He's definitely
What do
buff.
you mean? The name Baggy Noodle Arms is my
Lucky
actual
for
Twitch
you.
name. Noodle
Yeah.
Arms don't sound very buff to me, or did you think it was a joke? I guess that's funny.
It's funny.
Well, I'll
It's
tell
because
the
you laid on
story.
the band hammer.
I
Yeah,
do lay down the
yeah.
BAM
That's what
hammer.
it is.
That huge hammer.
That's what it
I
is.
wield it well. But
Yep, it's heavy. Heavy hammer.
come back for the next episode, and maybe we'll explain the
Yeah.
name
Yeah. It'll be a
Baggy Noodle Arms.
workout podcast.
But yeah, I mean, it was just get back on track a little. It was just, you have to find your uniqueness, and their good uniqueness. We all have things that, no one wants to know about probably or care about. But,
Yeah.
like I said, for you being goofy, I wouldn't say, I would say most of my current viewers, I haven't figured my stream out yet because I haven't streamed enough this past year. And that's honest with myself. Like,
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it lately. Like, I still don't truly know what I would want to be as a streamer. Like, because I'm doing it from a different route currently. I'm building
Mhm.
other things. It's still helping me. Networking, that's all I do now. I don't even stream. I just network. So now when I do go live, I mean, a bunch of people know my name. It still helps, But
Yeah.
I still don't know, and I've been taking a lot of that into consideration. Like, do I want to be hilarious, or do I want to be this? Like, lately, I would say most of my viewers who come, it's because we have a connection. Like,
Yeah.
I talk to everybody, Um, I my DMs are open 24/7. I will answer you within 20 minutes if I'm awake.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has talked to me probably at some point. I've either been in their stream, I've been in their Discord, and that's kind of what's worked for me. But I don't think that's like partner material. That's like
No, it's
it helps. And I shouldn't say that quite, because as well, Summit's a good player, but I think
yeah.
actually Summit's most known for caring about his chat. At
Yeah.
least back when I first started hearing about Summit, it was like people liked Summit because he will try. Obviously, his chat's still crazy, but he will do his best to answer his chat.
Yeah.
And that can work, of course. But I still think I want to bring more to the table than just talking it to, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well just switch to just chatting and not even play a game.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, this is good too because it's like you doing that, you're still staying like true to kind of like the mission, which is like you're just like you're doing it socially, you're doing it to make
yeah,
friends, and you're doing it, and obviously, if that's the route you're taking, just going live and socializing with people, and then going offline and throwing your phone in the trash, and then like, having a different life is
yeah,
like kind of it's kind of hard to keep that like I don't want to say brand because it's not a brand, that like mindset when you approach streaming, because it's like a full-time job. It's like these people that you're building relationships with are going to be the people you're talking with off stream too, you know?
yeah,
So it's like I think that if you're going to go that route, it's like it's great because you're socializing with people on stream, you're meeting new people, and then you're meeting people off stream that are going to come check out your stream. But like you
yeah.
said, it's like that right there isn't going to be what makes or breaks your channel. Um, it's whatever the next step is. But that's a great way of like catering to you and your community, or your friends. You know what I mean? So,
Right. And I mean,
so
it's not why I
that's good.
do any of the Discord stuff. To be honest, it started kind of. I just figured, there had to be a better way for everybody to become
Yeah.
affiliate or to
Oh
find
yeah.
friends or to. I mean, we struggled for so long, like not knowing what to do,
What to do?
how to
Yeah.
find friends, how to find viewers, how to get somebody in my chat that cares, and like just
Yeah.
making somewhere that it's easier to even like answer those questions was like my
Yeah.
mission, and I feel like
Yeah.
we've been pretty successful.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
wildly successful. Yeah.
Well, I'm modest about it because I always want it better. But it's been a success, and I mean that's the reason. So that's still why I do it, even though it takes a lot of time. I've made a ton of friends. I have people who, if I'm sick or sad, or they check in on me, and that's super cool. But like you said,
Yeah.
in the long run, it is still helping.
Yeah.
If we're talking about Twitch, it is still helping because I mean, it's I log in now and people show up because they know who I am and I checked in on them, or I was in their
Yeah.
channel, or whatever it may
Totally.
be.
Yeah.
They definitely show up, and so it's helping. Like I said, I wasn't saying like not ready to be a streamer. I know I'm still figuring out. Do I want to
Yeah.
be you know pulling off crazy snipes or being hilarious, or like I haven't quite
Yeah.
figured out a stream personality. Not that I want to be fake on stream, but like
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
I think most of us, you probably understand it, even like your first streams, you're kind of like, hey guys, like, like maybe not viewably, but you're kind of like
Can,
bottled up.
can we talk about my first stream ever really quick?
I mean, we were
And
supposed
then I
to.
want to and then I
How
want to
did you
hear
start?
yours because I
I
was
don't remember mine, so go ahead.
okay. So I was technologically bottlenecked my first stream, both with knowledge and with equipment. My first stream ever. I went live. It was before like Streamlabs OBS was a thing. I went live, and I'm like live, and I'm like, okay, like what do I do now? I think I was playing Rust, right? I think it was the first time I had ever streamed was maybe Rust. Even though RuneScape was kind of my main game, I
Yeah.
think my first stream ever was Rust, and it was in like the early stages of Rust. And my friend who told me to stream, who I've mentioned in episode 1, he kind of was just like, dude, you should try streaming. Like you're a funny guy, right? You're not very good at games. I'm not afraid to admit that, but you're a funny guy. He's like, so you should try and stream and socialize with people. Like I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. So I went live, and I get a text about a half hour later, and it just says, dude, are you not reading chat? And my reaction was, wait, what? I didn't know there was a chat. I didn't know that there was a chat. I didn't know anything about Twitch, so I had no idea that there was a chat that people could actually interact with me. I just thought I was like streaming a game. I didn't have a face cam. It was a mess, man. But it was it was all like that was my first exposure to Twitch, and that was obviously well before I knew which way to take my channel, and I didn't know that until this year. But
Yeah.
and maybe I still don't even
Yeah, you're
know.
probably
I'm
still
just
figuring it out, to be
I'm
honest.
experimenting.
Yeah.
I'm experimenting. I'm trying different things, and like I'm willing to change always.
Yeah.
But
It's funny. I
yeah,
see people all the time in the Discord or even on stream, like all. It's like like this nervous embarrassment type feel of like, guys, I didn't even know this, or I didn't know that, or my stream's
yeah,
doing this. and almost every single streamer, and we can both say it's true for us, have had a stream where our camera was off the whole stream, or we were muted the whole stream, or the frames were
Been there,
dropping
done
for
that.
an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We forgot to open chat. Whatever it is, we've all done
Mm.
something. Where you feel like your streaming career is over. Like you can't be a
Yeah.
streamer because you forgot your camera for an entire stream. But that's not true. We all have to grow and learn, and you'll get there. And like I said, both I know for a fact because I was there that me and Duke have both done probably a couple of those. And
Oh, totally.
and at this
Totally.
point, we're both doing okay on Twitch. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
not partnered, but we have a chat, and
Yeah.
we have friends, and most of our streams at this point do not have those errors anymore.
Totally.
But
Totally.
there'll still be a day, I guarantee it. Even if I streamed every day, I'm sure there's a day I'll forget and my camera's off, or my
Yep.
mic became unplugged because I tripped over the cord, or who knows.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, and hopefully
Or
you have
or
somebody in chat
yeah.
who tells you. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully your chat tells you. I mean, like, I know a guy. I'm pretty close with that. He has tons of scenes in his Streamlabs OBS, and he always forgets to switch back to the main camera. He always just gets stuck in other scenes and waits for chat to tell him that, hey, your face zoom scene
Yeah,
is
yeah.
is the one that it's me, guys. It's me.
I was gonna say,
I'm the
so
one that does that.
I was gonna say all of chat's asking, but it was really just gonna be me. Is this
Yeah.
streamer that with too many scenes you?
And it still happens. It's always like I feel like stuff like this is gonna happen like probably forever. You know what I mean? It's like there's
Yeah.
always things, and I try to make sure I know what I'm doing most of the time, but we do slip up, and I've come a long way from not knowing that Twitch had a text chat, guys. Okay.
What's funny though is with your channel, it's almost part of the entertainment value, as long because you don't like get all upset that you were just on your face cam for 5 minutes and playing Fortnite. Like,
Oh no,
it's almost
no.
like a funny joke, and as long as you roll with the
Yeah.
punches, and like chat trolls you a little, but you kind of like, you go with
Yeah.
it. You kind of go with
Yeah.
that. Like, it was funny. Like, who cares? You messed up. We all do it. It's funny.
Yeah.
Move on, and like, let's we can make a joke out of it. But
Absolutely. And I think it's important.
Yeah.
that you take those experiences and you're just like you can say, wow, that was really stupid of me.
yeah,
but like that stuff is entertaining.
oh, for sure.
And like people, and like whether we like to admit it or not, people love to be like, hey dude, like just so you know, I'm looking at your BRB screen right now and I'm hearing you talk about your game. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Yeah, chat actually lives for that stuff sometimes, because
it's funny.
they get to pick on you, or because they get to like, they got to be in that moment with you that wasn't perfect. And
Totally,
it shows your
totally.
human side. You're not
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's part of your
We're
personality.
not TV. Like, as much as I said, we're flicking through the TV
Yeah.
stations, but it's different. We're live. That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
You're gonna see us fall out of our chair, or
Yep. I've yet to do that.
I don't know,
but
anything.
yeah.
I've watched one girl fall out of her chair at least 3 times. So
And
yeah. yeah. It was her.
Awesome.
But yes, so it's, you get to see the chair falls, the stuttering, the whatever it is. I've definitely switched words or letters and words and said something ridiculous, and
yeah.
or like we just said, Luke, with his face zoomed in, well, you hear gunshots, but all you see is Luke's nose, basically. It's like
I'm like, yo, somebody clip that. I just got the dopest kill. And then I look over and it's like in my IRL screen and I'm like, oh no.
yeah, clip Luke's reaction of what just happened, because you can't see the kills.
And then people clip it anyways with like the headline lol. I'm like, okay.
Let's see, that's the fun of it. So we are probably going to be wrapping up here in a few minutes. If you do have any questions for us in the Twitch chat, I'm also going to mention we do have no show next weekend. We figured because it's the 23rd, right? 2 days before Christmas. I know I actually will be at a Christmas event, as I said earlier, and I know lots of others will. So we figured it wasn't a good day to really do it. But we will be back the 30th, even though that's around New Year's. We still think it'll be fun. And we have a guest coming on who is a Twitch partner. I would say I don't know him like personally, but like I've been talking to this guy for a while, so I know him a little bit, and he's a funny guy. He'll have a lot of energy. I can almost guarantee. Um,
Yes, he does,
he
but
does,
it's
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So he'll be on the 30th with us, and I highly encourage you check it out. Pick his brain. He did get partner. Um,
Yep.
he's a cool guy. He plays a lot of Fortnite as well, but he does play other things. I've seen him do just chattings, opening mail, whatever it is. Uh,
Hmm.
I will say his name actually, so if anyone wants to kind of to check him out, it's Nismo Spoolin. Um, and he will be our guest on the 30th. There he is. That's him. Look, there we go. Last playing Fortnite. Cool dude. He's played Spider-Man, God of War as well. Like he's not just a Fortnite streamer.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, he'll be
And above
on.
all else, he's just a funny guy. Like
He is. He has a
cool energy.
personality. And
Yeah.
I'm willing to guess that's why he is partnered.
Yeah.
Because he has a personality. And I believe he does this full time. So, let's spend the next 2 weeks coming up with questions. Check out his channel if you want. Maybe maybe you'll find out questions there that you can ask, or just wait and see who he is and find out right on the stream. As promised, I will tell you on the 30th if you don't already know where Baggy Noodle Arms came from. So come back.
Yeah, that's important. That's really important.
Yeah. So King Brady, do you work out? And if not, do you want to start Noodles? This is all because of the name. So
yeah,
I do not work out. Do I want to start? That's like I always start, I do those like, I'm going to do push-ups and sit-ups minimum every day. And like 5 days later, like, I'm not doing a push-up. No, thank you. And like, I go and play a video game instead. But I did do push-ups and sit-ups today, guys. I did 20 of each. It's a start, okay? I can do 20 push-ups.
I work out. Yeah, I do 3 push-ups a week. Yeah,
3 push-ups a week
is good enough for me.
So, do you pick days, or is it like 3 in one day?
It's usually Monday. I say I'm gonna work out this week, and then I do 3 push-ups, and I'm like, I'm glad I worked out this week, and then I don't do any more push-ups. Yeah.
Does 10 push-ups and eats Taco Bell. Success.
Yeah.
So I actually don't eat Taco Bell. So that's a plus. Yeah, but I would like to work out. I actually think I've been low energy lately, and that's part of my problem with wanting to stream. And I think working out would actually help a lot. I know a lot of people who do a workout pretty much right before stream, and it seems to help them a ton. You get that blood rushing, moving through your body, and that energy up. Eating healthy is actually really important for streaming too. You talk to any pro esports player or a lot of streamers, and they probably take care of themselves better than you'd expect. I'm not going to say all of them, but I doubt they're all drinking Mountain Dew and eating Doritos for all their meals.
Yeah.
And still keeping up the energy to stream full time like it's a job. They're probably doing better than that. Not all of them, but I know for a fact that esports players take it pretty seriously.
They have to, yeah.
They have to, yeah. I mean, when they like Owl and stuff, they like are forced to eat good meals, and because it's good. It's good for your brain. It's good for your energy. It's you don't end up in the hospital because you just ate junk food and your arteries are clogged.
Yeah,
so I would like to. Yes. Long story short.
There's another question here from King Brady 123. He says, "Oh yes, legit question though. When will you be placing the next orders for shirts?" I forgot what you said in Discord. So,
Twitch Crew jerseys is what he's talking about, I believe, because anything else you can buy right on our store. I believe if you do ! Merch, you can actually see all our Twitch Crew merch if you're in the Twitch chat. And
then for those of you listening, you can go to twitchcrew.com as well.
Twitchcrew.com has a link to it. Yes, it's through Be Disastrous. .com, which is one of our mods in our Discord. He actually runs our store, so it's an extension of his website. But anyway, twitchcrew.com does have all our social medias, our Discord, and our merch store. But if he is talking about the Twitch Crew jerseys, which we've done 2 orders of so far, they're very nice. One's on Duke's wall right now. They're very comfortable. They look very good, professional. People will think you're on an esports team. I would know because we were at TwitchCon and people definitely thought so. I got how long you've been playing for Twitch Crew.
Yeah.
But we are getting the second shipment in tomorrow at my door, supposedly. And I will be shipping them out as soon as I can get to the post office, if it's open when I'm not at work. I mean, I'm hoping right after work, maybe Tuesday, I can shoot over.
Yeah.
Um, and then as far as placing a third order, it's kind of tough. We need enough people interested that we order these in bulk, like from across the globe. So we're not going to order one. Um, we typically like to get 10-ish at a time,
Yeah,
minimum.
at least just so yeah,
Yeah,
because otherwise shipping costs more.
exactly. And so it's basically whenever 10 people are interested. So you're one, and I believe I've had another person. So I already have 2-ish interested. I will probably wait till a little bit after Christmas when people's banks aren't crying, and
Yeah.
and make a post asking if the community is interested in a third run of the jerseys. Um, and I will say here too, though, we will. Our goal right now is to have a new jersey every year for TwitchCon. So
Very exciting.
expect a new design probably end of summer.
Yeah.
Until then, we'll keep trying to do orders of this whenever people are interested. We have. Is Duke going to continue to handle trolls, banned viewers by having them write essays? So could write a quick little story here. If you want to tell it, Duke.
Sure. So recently I had a viewer come in, and I think it was the second or third stream that they had come in the first stream they were, lightly trolling, and I told them to chill, and then they did. And then and then the second stream, same deal. And then, when I told them, when I didn't pay attention to it, they just left. But they're like, they're not really trolling like enough to have it be
Yeah.
bannable. They were just doing it, and I was kind of just like, whatever, and I was playing games with them because it was one of those playing with followers type situations.
Yeah.
But I think the third stream, they came back in and they decided that they were just gonna push it a little bit farther than they had been pushing it. And so what happened was, I told them, I was like, "Yo, you're cool, but you need to chill because it's toxic." And they were like,
Right.
"Okay, I get it." And they were like, "Ban me though, ban me though." And then we were just like, "Okay, all right, right." And then we just ignored it, and then they just kept pushing buttons, and then eventually we banned them.
They were trying to
And
find that line in the sand that they had to cross.
exactly,
They were trying,
exactly.
and
And
they
this is
found
this
it.
is a co- this is on Twitch.
Yeah.
So this isn't how I handle any. Usually I just ban and forget, whatever. But this guy, or I don't know, maybe guy or gal, I don't know, took the initiative to message the mods after, I believe it was either Corn or it was you, Noodles, but took the initiative to message and just be like, "Hey, like, I know I was kind of out of sorry, can I please get unbanned?"
Well, actually, what they first did,
And
they actually made another account and came into
okay, that's what it
chat
was.
and
Yeah.
wrote in chat, "Hey, can you
Yeah.
unban my other account?" Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then yeah, so eventually I was just like, "Nah, man, like they're just trolling. They're making new accounts and they're coming back." And I was
Right.
just like, "Hey, like listen, man, like if you're going to come back, you need to write me a 300-word essay on why we should let you back and send it to the mods." And me saying that was like, "Oh, they would never do
It's
this."
kind of
Like,
yeah. It's kind of just a joke to get rid
yeah,
of
they're
them.
never going to do this, right? They're never going to do this. This is just funny. It's a joke at this point.
Yeah.
And then I move on because for me, like, I always try to diffuse a situation by showing my personality, which is like, I don't know how to react to things like that in a serious way, to be honest with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So about an hour later,
It was about an hour
we get
later.
we get an email, and it's a Google document, and it is a it's not an A+ paper.
It's like a C.
Um It's like a C, but it's in the correct format, and it seemed to be, for the most part, genuine. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't like anything trolling. It was like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I pushed the limits. It was a little bit too much, and I'm sorry. It won't happen again." And then the part that got me was, "I really like your chat interaction," and like basically, they're the reason why is because they know I read it. That's why they say things. You know what I mean? So, um, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so we unbanned, and that person has been in more streams and has been awesome. They haven't said anything. They've been awesome. Um, So, long story short, and I actually I was in like some, I wouldn't say communities, but like forums, like Facebook groups, I guess. And I got one of the groups that actually it got a lot of reactions because I posted, because it was the story was funny. I was like, I blocked out the name because they put their name at the top. It was just their Twitch name,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
still, I didn't want, that's still
Right,
not
yeah.
fair for me.
Get them
So I
trolled
blocked
or
it out and I posted it and said, hey, I was like, this person said some, they did say some pretty awful stuff. They said stuff that's bannable basically in any channel. Not super like no threats,
I
nothing
wouldn't say
like
any
that.
channel, but I know what you mean. Yeah. A lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah. I
wouldn't
mean,
be
yeah,
able to.
there are some channels in ban, but at least for me, I just saw it getting darker and darker every time we didn't ban. So that was
Yes.
why we chose to take that route. But I posted about it. I said, hey, this person came in and they said some not so nice stuff. So this is what happened. And I jokingly said, if you write an essay, we'll consider unbanning you. Um, and surprisingly enough, the post got like I think over 100 likes or 200 likes or something like that.
Wow, that's
But
funny.
the amount of hate that I received for that was like, it got twisted out in so many ways, and it
Really?
actually, I made it worse. I made it worse because the first thing that happened was everybody was like, MLA format. Wow, this is not an MLA format, because I requested a certain format. Besides the point, um, everyone started like saying that it was the worst essay they've ever written. And I was just like, okay, guys, this is not the point. I was like, somebody
Yeah,
came in and
this
they
wasn't
trolled.
for English class. This was like
Exactly.
people are so
And then I
crazy.
was like, and I was like, this is not you're missing the point here. The point is somebody came in and they trolled and they pushed the limits, and then they made a genuine attempt to make amends to what they did.
I think I mean, it
And then
shows they actually care to be in
totally,
your
dude,
channel. Like they don't.
even if it was a semi troll, like even if it was like a little bit funny, like it wasn't. There was nothing funny about the essay. It was like it was for the most part heartfelt. You know what I mean? And coming to find out that the person that did it was only like 12 years old
It
or
was
something like
more
that. They're like, you're
funny
too
that
young.
they actually
Yeah,
followed through with the action of writing a paper,
exactly. And I
and
wasn't
not so much
expecting
that they
that.
wrote something. Like we
Yeah,
joked, but it
but
was because it was such a ridiculous request that was
exactly,
followed
exactly.
through. Uh,
And
People,
it was inspired by something that Dr. Lupo, the streamer Dr. Lupo.
he's
I
the
think
man.
some kid once called him like cancer or something. He just said Dr. Lupo is cancer in his chat. And Dr. Lupo was like, listen, man. He's like, that's not okay. Like, don't say that. He's like, I want you to write an essay on why calling people that is not. And the kid wrote it and is now on his channel.
If you guys
You know what
missed
I
that,
mean?
I
And
think
it's
yeah, he
like,
said, yeah, you just cut out there for a
so,
second. I think it was something like, I
oh,
want you to write an essay
oops.
on why and
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, long story short, I got a little bit of hate for it, and I don't necessarily think that it's something that I would ever instill upon people that I ban. Um, although it would be great if I could get an apology from people who did that, but I'm not going to go seeking for that stuff. So the fact that I said it was kind of a joke,
it
and
was
some
definitely a
people were
joke.
just like, "Yeah, I wasn't. I'm not going to make everyone I banned write an essay to come back." You know what I mean? I'm not. But the people that read it were like, "Oh, wow, this affiliated streamer feels so important that he needs to have people write essays." And it's just like, okay, you guys are missing the point here. It was a joke.
Yeah, maybe
It
you
was a
could have
joke, and
included
he
like a
followed through.
clip or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, exactly.
they don't know
But
you, so it's kind of what we said earlier. Tone.
yeah, totally. And I think for me, it's like I said, I'm always about like diffusing situations.
Yeah.
And I could have easily just been like, okay, man, you're gone. See ya. And then been salty. But I
Right.
was like, nope. I was like, nope, man, you're getting sent to the shadow realm. That's what I said. I was like, to the shadow realm you go. I was
Right.
like, write me a 300-word essay. And we'll consider bringing you back. And then they did. And I was like, oh, like,
Right.
I was like, okay, if anyone is willing to open Microsoft Word and look up a format and
And
and do a
attempt.
format,
Yeah.
and then it was like that's worth it. Even if this person comes back and trolls again, we just ban them, whatever. But the fact that they showed initiative, I think it would be a really good way. Obviously, it's not going to ever really work, with anyone.
Right.
Like, no, if someone's coming in to troll, chances are they're trolling you, and then they're going to troll someone 5 minutes later,
Oh
someone
yeah.
else.
Sometimes they
But
troll and don't even stick around. They're just there to
in
like.
this case, I'd like to think that this person just took it too far, and they realized that they did. and they were like, "Oh crap," and they're like, "Okay," you know what I mean? Like I won't do it again,
Yeah,
and
they
they
might have
meant it.
learned.
So and they meant it, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I
So
agree. But so yeah, we'll
yeah,
pretty
but
much end it there. It was a
yeah,
good story. I mean, I was there for it. It was funny. It was I hate that people even took it that seriously on Facebook, but I'm not surprised either.
yeah, it's just, yeah,
That's how it goes. Um, yeah, but I so this was basically like I said. Next time we'll be here on the 30th. Dismo Spoolin. Um,
yeah,
and
exciting.
hopefully you guys enjoyed just kind of me and Duke doing a chat. This will be anytime we don't really have a partner lined up. We'll probably just do something like this, kind of let you into
Yeah,
who we are, what we do, our experiences, because we have different experiences and done different things on Twitch, and whether we're
yeah,
a mod in a channel a day or streaming
yeah,
ourselves, we've had different things happen different times. So we'll do more like
yeah.
this, I'm sure, in the future. But next time we'll definitely be a partner, and we hope to have more guests too, because those are cool and more. It's a third side of things. That episode.
Feel free to ever just like if you guys want to hit us up, if you have like a story you want to tell, or if you have a topic you guys want to talk about. Like I feel like it'd be cool to kind of open up the DMs to like if someone wants to come on the show, like if they have, it doesn't you don't
That's
necessarily
yeah.
need to be super prestigious, but if there's something special about you that you think that the community and streamers should know, then we encourage you to hit us up.
That being said, we also this is the Twitch Crew community page, and we have 3 current talk shows. It'll be 4 soon, and they all kind of
Mhm.
have a different format. So even if you reach out and like maybe your category is better suited for another channel, like that could happen too. We have plenty of channels with different content. So if you want to be on one of the shows or something, let us know. Also, if you know any partners or anything that you think would be great to be on the show, and you're connected with them, or you know or you just want to shoot them an email or tell us to email them, we'll try. We're gonna try to get interesting people on. I mean, I would love to one day have some of the big names on, but of
Totally,
course that's a
totally.
little tougher.
It'd be exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll like I said, shoot us with some names you want on there. If you want to come on a show, let us know. We are going to be having movie night on Twitch Crew Discord tonight. I'm going to hop from here straight to that. So if you want to come hang out and watch a movie with me now,
In
that's
13
where I'll be
minutes.
next.
Yeah.
So that's
All
it.
right. Sounds good.
Good. Yeah,
Thanks
we're
for
gonna.
watching / listening, guys.
Yeah, everybody, thanks for being here. It was a good show. We're gonna find someone to raid, so don't leave. And later.
Do this.